All right, Virgo, welcome to your monthly Sidereal Astrology forecast. This is for December of 2015. My name is Athen, and this is for Sidereal Astrology, very different from mainstream astrology, which you can find more about down below. All right, Virgo, so another transformative month, at least the first couple weeks of December. We've got Mars forming a T-square between Uranus and Pluto. Let me go and back up here. So that's going to be a big emphasis these first 2 weeks. And it's all about transformation. It's all about change. It's involving very important axes in your chart. Your first house, your seventh house, and your fourth house. So self, relationships, and your roots and emotions. And so it's nothing new. A lot of this has already been changing with Uranus and Pluto, but now Mars joins the mix. And so that can make it quite transformative. And we'll talk about that. And then the second half of the month, we do have some more expansive energies. We then have Venus going into Libra, where she's much better placed. We've got the Sun going into expansive Sagittarius, a full moon in Gemini, and Uranus going station direct. So let's go and break this down one by one. If you have any questions, please comment down below. If you want a more detailed look, do check out the weeklies, where I go into all the aspects of the week. Right now, we're just covering the most important ones and a sort of general read for the month. So these first 5 days, we do have Saturn still squaring up to Neptune from November, but this is much easier, I would say, especially since this aspect had already gone exact last month, and so now it's waning. And this has to do with the uncertainty and perhaps even doubts about our future. And this is involving the third house for you and also the sixth house. So maybe things relating to your work, your health, your diet, your routine, things uncertain, things unknown about that. And likewise involving your communications, your correspondence, your daily activities, social energies. How's that going? So we don't exactly know, but the key with Saturn is to slowly build at it one step at a time, both areas, even though we don't have the direction, marked. And having faith and trust that, things are unfolding in divine timing. So that's the way to work with this square. It's very constructive. It's going to be over the next couple months where we can continuously build upon these things that maybe even be dreams, or used to be dreams, used to be visions and ideals regarding the work, daily stuff, as well as the communicative social stuff. And it can be grounded, but just maybe not in the way we saw it before. So it's so important to have that willingness to go with the flow. So that's going to be the first 5 days, waning, and becoming easier as the month progresses. Then from the 5th through the 8th, Mars joins up with that square up to Pluto, and then from the 9th through the 12th, opposes up to Uranus within 1 degree. So pretty much these first 2 weeks, we've got Mars in your first house. This has been about a lot of action, a lot of intention, a lot of drive perhaps, involving what's important to you, involving your goals, your ambitions in life, maybe even getting your energy levels moving could be a good thing with Mars in the first house, within reason, of course. And so this month, that all comes to this challenge with this T-square, this test, if you will. And so the key is with everything that's about what you're pursuing right now, everything you're intent on, or anything that has to do with your self-image, it's so important with a square up to Pluto to have non-attachment, all right? If, we get too attached to a particular outcome, if we want something too much and we're just, it's just too much in the sense that it's really not healthy, because what ends up happening is that Pluto strips away all these layers, all these things we thought we wanted, all these unconscious, subconscious programmings that end up kind of running our life on autopilot. Pluto comes in and says, look, all of that's got to go. All of that's got to get stripped away. And what's left is this much purer intention, this much purer you in many sense, because it is in your first house. So the key is non-attachment. The key is being willing to go with the flow, as it is with all these outer planets, and coming from compassion, coming from the right place, doing what's just and what's right with Uranus, and having freedom in your relationships. All right. Because Uranus in your seventh house has been all about having, one-on-one mutual relationships, but they have to be based on freedom. They have to have that. And so now with this you that you're intent on, you're motivated at, it's about balancing that with your one-on-one connections without going to any extremes. Change is the name of the game, and I think it's going to be change with you. I think it's going to be change with your relationships, on how to assert yourself in a healthy way through those one-on-one connections, as well as change with your emotional body, the more willing you are, as it has been, for you to dive deep and see things for how they really are in all areas. It's all about the truth, and the truth gets unveiled with Pluto. It's not always easy, but the more open we are to the truth and the more non-attached we are, then it can be very constructive. This can be a very productive, constructive energy to work with, involving building you, improving you, as is normally the name of the game, as well as having more freedom in those one-on-one connections and having your roots be more meaningful to you in life, right? More pure, which is Pluto in that 4th house. And that could be home, it could be family, but on a more fundamental level, it's your anchor, which is oftentimes our body, our spiritual body, or what you might call your soul in many ways. So that's going to be these first couple weeks. And while this is happening, Mercury does go into Sagittarius, which is actually quite nice. So there is expansive energy in terms of our thinking and optimism there to a degree for all of us. And here Mercury's in your 4th house, so it could be a good last 3 weeks of the month to maybe take care of the home stuff, the family stuff, all that stuff that's going through transformation. Now Mercury, which is all about synergizing, it's all about taking care of the details, and it's your ruler. You can really get down to the bottom of it and take care of it. So it's a good channel of your energy, and I think naturally your focus is going to shift more towards getting your roots stuff established. So a good way to work with it, and could be very constructive. Again, just because Mercury will be getting closer to Pluto, and Mercury will be conjoining Pluto on the 19th later in the month, just be open to change, be open to modification while all this is taking place. But I still feel like it's a good place for you to channel in your intentions. Now, from the 10th through the 11th, Venus is trining up to Neptune, so that's quite nice. This is involving your finances. It's involving your adventurous spirit, so that could be a good energy to work with. And it's also an easygoing energy, believe it or not, which is nice going into yourself, your intentions, your self-image. Could be looking good, feeling good this month with Venus in that, especially these first few weeks with Venus in that 1st house of yours. So that's the first half, and then we have a new moon on the 11th, which is going to be in Ophiuchus, which is that 3rd house of yours. So there is now new beginnings shaping up, involving how you communicate, how you socialize, how you convey information, how you receive information, reading, writing, sharing, communicating, all these things. So around the 11th, it's a good time to sort of sit with it, sit with these, energies, and see where you want to plant new seeds for both the next 4 weeks and the next 6 months, involving the social or communicative energies of life. Then as the month unfolds, more of the energy starts to move forward for you in regards to that. Now, the second half of the month, quite different. Like I was saying, Venus shifts into Libra, which is very nice on the 16th. Very good for, generally one-on-one connections, lightening up a little bit, I would say, a little bit easier to work with. But for you, the financial stuff could be quite enjoyable. Could be a little bit of maybe luck, depending on your personal chart, but enjoyment and gratitude for the material aspects of life, which is very nice, and could be even be good for more of the adventurous spirit, which may have been a little bit slow and clunky with Venus debilitated in Virgo past couple months. So things shift with those areas, and then on the 19th, Mercury conjoins up to Pluto, so continued transformation and change with your view of life, particularly with your view on yourself, your view on your career. I mean, a lot of you are really transforming this month. And, especially with, career stuff too. Mercury rules your 10th house. So be open to change. Be open to getting rid of anything old that needs to be taken out to the garbage, involving career, involving your roots, involving yourself, involving your relationships. All that is very much key. Around the 19th, though, it's very mental, so there is actually a lot to be learned about this. Be willing to dive deep with your thoughts and communications. Just keep everything nice and grounded, especially with those communicative things, because Mercury will be squaring up to Uranus at this time, and involving your intentions. Remember, there is this balancing that needs to be integrated between these 4 very important houses in your chart: self, relationships, domestic life, and public or career life. Okay, but it's all about integration, and it's all about change. So the more open and unattached we are, I think, is going to be the big emphasis. Now on the 21st, the sun goes into Sagittarius, which is quite nice, in your 4th house. So now things start to become a little bit more illuminated, involving, this home, personal energy of your life, which is sun expanding in Sagittarius there. So while it's changing, there's also playfulness, fun, creativity this last week, which is pretty good. And then on the 25th, we do have that the holidays with a full moon. In fact, right on Christmas, for those of you who celebrate Christmas, a full moon on the 25th. So there's awareness here involving for you, career and everything on a public level. So whether it's your legacy, your life path, even anything you do productively, could be a culminating point from over the past 6 months, and an awareness of that, which then can be disseminated to the other areas of your life, and really being grateful for what you do have in your life, generally speaking, during this full moon. And then also on Christmas, Uranus does go station direct in your 7th house, so things could be shifting with relationships, and you found freedom perhaps with those one-on-one connections. All right, Virgo, so I hope you guys have a great month. If you guys have any questions, please do let me know. Do stay tuned. I am running a special between now and the end of December for the holidays, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Take care. All right, so it's that time of the year again for the holidays. I'm running a special this year. Get one reading for yourself for 2016 and gift that exact same reading to a friend or family member for the holidays. So whether it's a live phone or Skype session, whether it's a 1-hour recorded reading or a mini birth chart reading, you get that exact same reading you can gift out. So for more information on that, do click the link directly below. And I hope you guys have a fantastic holiday season. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe because I also do daily and weekly videos. And I'll see you all next time. Take care.